The story of Policybazaar revolves around Yashish Daya, an IIT Delhi graduate engineer with a management degree from IIM Ahmedabad and an MBA from INSEAD. After completing his MBA in 2001, Yashish worked with the consulting giant Bain & Co. in their London office for a few years. Then he became the CEO of First Europa, a global online insurance broker, where he got taste of the insurance industry for the first time. Then he worked for the UK-based online travel aggregator ebookers.com. Ebookers basically compared the prices of different airlines and presented it to customers. From here, Yashish learned about the power of comparing products and being an aggregator, which he used later at Policybazaar. After working for almost a decade in several management roles in the United Kingdom handling different businesses, in 2008 Yashish Daya quit his job and returned to India to start a business around insurance. The reason why he chose the insurance industry was because of the poor customer service offered in the market, low market penetration, and the enormous market size. You see, back in 2008, customers didn't know much about insurance. There was lack of information on products, transparency was missing, and mis-selling was rampant. Majority of the insurance policies were sold to people through agents. There were about 150 to 200 insurance products available in the market in those days, and an insurance agent, instead of understanding the needs of the customers, would sell irrelevant policies just for their benefit and commission. They knowingly or unknowingly would hide crucial policy-related information from gullible individuals. Due to these factors, customers were hesitant to buy insurance. On top of this, emphasis was always on investment-based money-back insurance schemes where you can invest certain amount of money every month for 5 to 10 years, and after 15 to 20 years you'll get your money back with fairly reasonable returns ranging from 6 to 10%. Health insurance, life insurance was a very nascent industry back then, and people just didn't feel the need to buy those products, and a good reason for that might have been the confusion on which policy to buy. People often didn't understand what they were buying. To solve these problems and create a sense of awareness on why life and health insurance are important, in June of 2008, Yashish, along with his co-founders Alok Bansal and Avanish Nirjar, both were his colleagues from his previous job at eBookers, launched Policybazaar with some 20-odd people with an aim to build an online marketplace where consumers could compare a number of insurance policies and decide on their own which policy was best for them. Policybazaar started out by offering health insurance, car insurance, and travel insurance. Policybazaar simplified all fine prints and made it quite easy for customers to understand and choose the best insurance policy for themselves by comparing different policies and presenting information in simple tabular and graphical form. During the initial days, Policybazaar served as a lead generation company, and customers could just compare the policies and then contact the seller directly to buy insurance products. It was more like an information portal for learning about insurance and insurance programs. To get the initial line of customers, Policybazaar had to face some hurdles, and one of them was to win customers' trust in buying things online. Back in 2008, even buying clothes online was not a thing in India. Leave aside insurance, where customers were used to getting full guidance from their insurance agent. Comparing insurance product and giving all the details about policy, along with educating consumers on insurance, definitely helped them gain trust. They also invested a lot on teaching customers the importance of insurance rather than just doing sales. Another thing that helped was their call center support team, which, just like an insurance agent, would help customers to give more insights on the insurance plan they were buying. In those initial days at Policybazaar, everything was bootstrapped. The founders poured their own money to fuel the venture. Luckily, their initial employees were so committed to Policybazaar that in the first few months, none of the 18-member team collected salaries to keep the expenses down. Obviously, this was not going to work out forever, hence the founders went out to look for funding. At the end of 2008, Yashish met Sanjeev Bikhchandani, founder of InfoEdge, and made a bold claim to him saying he was paying 60% more for his car insurance than he needed to. This intrigued Sanjeev and he requested for a demo. Yashish gave him a demo using the prototype they had built and substantiated his claims. There were cheaper car insurance policies available with similar features, but Sanjeev, just like most of us, didn't know it. Impressed by the product and the fact that Policybazaar team was solving a real unsolved customer problem and bringing huge transparency to the market which always had secrecy, InfoEdge invested 20 crore rupees in Policybazaar. The first thing they used the money for was to pay all the salary arrears. After 1 year of operation, Policybazaar switched from their lead generation model, where they sold leads to the insurance companies, to aggregation model, handling insurance deals end-to-end with payment collection and even claim support. This is when the business started picking up. In May of 2011, Intel Capital and InfoEdge invested another 60 crore rupees into Policybazaar. This money was used to help Policybazaar face the roadblock coming ahead. In 2011, the IRDA, or Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, released a set of regulations which nearly killed Policybazaar and other web aggregators. As per the regulation, for all web aggregators, comparisons, ratings, or ranking of insurance products were prohibited, and so were advertisements. Plus, the maximum aggregators could charge for a lead was fixed at just ₹10. For leads resulting in sales, the commission fee was capped at 25% of what an insurer would pay any other distributor, broker, or agent. In response to the guidelines prohibiting comparisons and fair compensation for leads, all web aggregators started evolving complex and expensive workarounds. Because Policybazaar was not allowed to show comparisons, they started subsidiary firms and websites to do those. Policybazaar opened websites to do policy comparison and would hand back the leads to them because it wasn't worthwhile to pass along a good lead for just ₹10. Then the call center team of Policybazaar would take the lead, warm it up, and close it to make a sale. During this time, Policybazaar had nearly 900 call center guys who would bring up to 80% of Policybazaar's revenue by selling policies over the phone. In 2013, Policybazaar had an estimated 90% share of the market for internet-based sales of insurance in India and a revenue of 65 crores. It managed to beat the big guys of the online world like ICICI Lombard by a huge margin. In 2013, Policybazaar sold 20,000 new policies each month, while ICICI sold less than 3,000. After cementing its place as the biggest player in the online insurance space in India, Policybazaar didn't look back. As of 2021, Policybazaar has raised a total of $776 million in over 13 rounds of funding from prominent investors like Intel Capital, Inventus Capital, Tiger Global Management, Premji Invest, SoftBank, and few others. The biggest investment they got so far is from SoftBank. In May of 2018, Policybazaar raised $238 million from SoftBank, valuing the company at well over $1 billion, thus becoming a unicorn. Today, Policybazaar has ventured into different sectors by opening the following subsidiary businesses, namely PaisaBazaar.com, DocPrime, and QuickFixCars.com. To stay ahead of its competition and be ready for the future, Policybazaar, using the past 14 years of data and experience, has developed a technology that helps them to predict just by listening to the customer's voice whether he is saying truth or not. This is pivotal in keeping apart good customers from bad ones. Let's see an example of how this technology will be useful. Let's say a person knows he or she is going to die because of some terminally ill disease, and to safeguard their family's future, they plan to buy a term life insurance. And let's say by lying or bribing the agent, they manage to buy one. In this case, the insurance provider will be in big loss as the person already knew he would die, so he took the insurance. If large number of such cases happens, eventually the insurance provider is forced to increase the price of insurance product, which will be a burden on the honest people. This is where Policybazaar's technology comes to the rescue. Because of its voice recognition technology and years of recorded audio data, they can guess with a high accuracy whether the person applying for an insurance is lying about his or her illness to benefit. This keeps the bad customers away from the genuine customers. After successfully doing this for over 10 years, Policybazaar has managed to win the belief of insurance providers, and they are giving exclusive rates for Policybazaar's customers, which is the cheapest you'll get anywhere. The Indian insurance market is still highly underpenetrated. As of 2020, just 1% of the total insurance premium was sold through online channels in India, which was much lower compared to the 13.3% in the United States and 5.5% in China. Hence, it's safe to say the future looks brighter for Policybazaar and the online insurance space in general. So that's a wrap for today, guys. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, then please consider subscribing to my channel and do watch out my other videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.